Okay, hi, hello. It is the evening of Tuesday, the 17th of June, and I'm just about to get started on my Storsand top. So, backstory, I am going on a family vacation to France this summer, leaving on the 16th of August, and I wanted to set myself a little challenge to see if I could get this top knit before I head on vacation. Obviously, there's 2 months, and this is a vest. It's not a full sweater or anything, but it is all over lace, and I do have other projects on the go. And I don't know, it's like a nice deadline knit, and I thought maybe I would document the process of making this piece. So I am just about to get started. I have my yarn here. So I am going to be holding, ooh, okay. I'm going to be holding Sanders Gone Tin Lena Double in order to get a DK weight. This top isn't a DK weight. Most of this yarn I got for free at a yarn swap, but I didn't have quite enough to make the full top. So I did pick up some more from a local yarn store, Gold House of Yarn. And so I picked up more of this color, which is 1015, which I will be holding alongside this gray. And I think this is going to be my main color and this is going to be my stripe. That's the thinking right now. So holding this double, these are the two colors I'm going to have. Focus. Okay. I did swatch. I messed up the lace pattern a fair bit when I was swatching, but never mind, it's all good practice. And I'm pretty sure I need to go back and look at my notes because I swatched quite a while ago. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to change my needle size. I also found when I was swatching that the yarn was slipping off my metal needles really quite easily, and I was finding it very frustrating. So I did go ahead and pick up some bamboo needles in what I think will be the right size. So I have those ready to go. I have my swatch. I need to look at my notes and figure out what I was doing. But more or less, I'm ready to get started and to cast this on. Okay, so I'm looking at the pattern right now. It looks like I decided from my swatch that I needed to go up a needle size. So the pattern recommends 3mm or US 2.5 needles, and for the hem, neckband, and sleeve, and for the main body, US 4 or 3.5mm, and I got US 4 and US 5. So clearly I decided from my swatch that I needed to go up a needle size. I always find random cords and needles when I'm starting a project, so I'm just doing a little bit of tidying up here before I get going. Okay, it's now just past 9 o'clock. I've been working on this for the past 2.5 hours-ish, and we have a start. This is the first 10 rows of the back panel, I did get a little bit confused there right at the beginning. I was convinced that the pattern was wrong. Spoiler, the pattern was not wrong, it was me. And I almost made a stupid mistake, but I didn't, so yay. And it took me a minute to get my head around the lace repeat, and I made a few mistakes here or there, but it's starting to feel a little bit more predictable and intuitive, so I'm getting into it. So yeah. Hi, hello. It is June 24th. Let's see. June 24th. So we are officially at the 1 week since cast on mark with my Storsand top. And we have been going through some really, really hot weather here in Southern Ontario. It has been hitting like 36, 37 degrees, and then add in humidity. It's been feels like 46. That's not a number that I ever want to say in relationship to the temperature again. This is all Celsius, by the way. I have no idea what that is in Fahrenheit. My apologies. I only think in Celsius. It's been hot. It's been too hot. It's been the kind of hot where you go outside and you feel like you're walking into soup. And it's tiring. I'm a little bit exhausted. And last night I was trying to work on my Storsand, and I was just doing that thing that happens with lace sometimes where I couldn't figure out what the mistake I was making was. I was just, and look, I finished midway through a row because I was I'm so frustrated. I so can't do this right now. I moved over to a plain stockinette project, which I think was the right call. I'd like to get some more done tonight. This is such a tangled mess. Oh my goodness. Yikes. All right. Maybe I'll just tink back this little start of the row so then we can talk about what's going on here. Close enough. I've just got one stitch there, which I don't really want to undo. Okay, we have, actually, come on, let's not be lazy. Let's just pop that over there because it's oh wait, hang on, no. All right, here we go. We have a back panel. Ta-da! We have the first part of the left front. And I'm just about to start on the neck increases for the left front. And that's where I was just losing it. I think it looks so beautiful. Now I'm having trouble figuring out what's wrong side and right side as well. I think, does that make sense? Is this this is definitely the right side that's facing you right now. Okay, so there's yarn coming off everywhere, forgive me. I think this looks so beautiful. I was feeling a little bit anxious about the gray and the cream. Those were the colors I was working with because that's what I picked up in the yarn swap. It isn't necessarily what I would have chosen. It isn't necessarily what I would have put together intuitively, but it is the colors that I had. And backtrack, a few days ago, I had seen Sarah of Noelle Knits sharing her Storsand top, which she'd done in a single color and just all in a creamy white color, and it was stunning. And I was like, oh, maybe I should have just done the cream and used the gray for something. I don't know what else. But I'm actually really enjoying how it looks. I think it looks quite nice. I love how it really emphasizes having the contrast color, the waviness of the lace texture. This, I was going to say, like, look, we can see how it's looking. It looks like nothing when I drape it over my shoulders, but oh my goodness, I think it's going to be really, really pretty. And I'm sold on the gray. Well, am I sold? I'm coming around to the gray. I'm still not 100% sure how I'm going to style the gray into my wardrobe. It's not a color I wear a lot, but I think if I wore this over jeans or jean shorts or like anything like fairly neutral on the bottom, I think the gray could like blend in. So anyway, it's really hot. I just also made cookies, which like questionable decisions when it's this hot. I mean, my house is air conditioned. I shouldn't complain that much. There are people who don't have AC and are trying to struggle through this heat. Anyway, it's been a bit of a rough week, so I made cookies for my partner. And now I'm hot from doing that. I'd lost my train of thought completely, but plan for tonight, try and get the increases for the left front done. And try and figure out where I'd gone wrong on the lace. So I'm going to settle in with some YouTube, some knitting podcasts, and then try and see what's happening on this. So we'll maybe catch up after I've done all that. If you're wondering why I just walked away after I said I was about to work on my knitting, it's because I suddenly had the terrible feeling that this guy was about to be eating cookies. He is that kind of cat. This is Steve. Hi, Steve. Hi. Okay, knitting time. Oh, okay. It is now 9:15. I have finished doing my neck shaping on the left side. So tomorrow I can come and start working on the right front. I don't know exactly what I had done wrong previously, but I had lost a stitch somewhere, so I just kind of fudged it and added it in. I'm not entirely sure that I'm doing the increases right in terms of adding it in pattern. I think I'm probably not, but I think it looks okay and it's going to be functional. Yeah, I found the instructions on increasing in the lace pattern a little bit confusing. It's not, the increases aren't charted. And there's kind of a preamble at the beginning of the pattern telling you how to do that, but I was just getting really confused by it, so I just kind of did my own thing, and I don't think it looks too bad. All right, I'm gonna go watch the finale of season 1 of Andor, which I have been catching up on recently, and do something stockinette for a while. Okay, bye. This is not going to be a full update, but I just realized that I worked the entirety of the right shoulder using the wrong chart. So I'm going to rip it all out, start again. It's a good thing that I'm enjoying this lace. It gives me more knitting to do. See how I'm trying to be so calm and zen about this? All right, I'm gonna go pull that out and I will report back later on where I get to. I'm sitting on my porch today. It's a perfect day to be knitting out here. It is the perfect weather. It is like 25 degrees, but it's not too humid, and there's a nice breeze, so it's perfect time to sit out and knit. Making some really good progress on my Storsand. I am joined in the round. Yay! So both the back panel and both left and right front panels are done, joined in the round, and just now knitting the body. I did have some mishaps along the way. When I was connecting the two front halves, I managed to twist somehow my stitches, so it was like a, what's that called? Oh man, I've lost the word for it. Amoebus, like, or Mobius strip kind of thing. That was unfortunate. And I'm pretty sure my lace panel is slightly offset on the back once I joined in the round. But I don't think you'll really be able to tell in amongst the full lace, and I can't notice it enough to want to go back and change it, rip it out. So I'm just proceeding now and hoping the rest will look fine. Yeah, I'm still really enjoying this pattern. There are some things that have been less than clear. Just like small things, like there's an instruction that says like you cast on stitches under the arm when you're joining in the round, and then it says now move a certain number of stitches from your right needle to your left needle, or vice versa, whatever it is. But I wasn't clear if that included the stitches you just cast on, like just small things that weren't as clear as maybe they could be. And I always get a bit confused when, lace patterns are just like, just continue in the lace pattern. I'm like, but what does that mean when you're doing increases? But anyway, I think it's looking pretty good despite some of my confusion. I'm really happy with how it's turning out. Yeah, we'll see how much progress I can make. I think it's, for my size, I have to do something like 12.5 inches from under the arm, so a reasonable bit of knitting to be done. But I'm really happy with how it's looking. It's hard because I've got not the longest cord, so it's kind of rolling up a bit. It's probably easier to show you the back. Yeah, isn't that so stunning? Also, I have like a million ends to weave in. This is not going to be fun. In plant-based yarn, yeah, that's going to be less fun, but hey ho. All right, so I'm just going to sit here and do some knitting now. Hi, hello. It is July 18th. It has been a while since I last checked in about my Storsand. I don't even know when I actually last sat down and talked about this. It's been really busy, so there was like a whole period of time. Also, forgive the fact that I'm like a chaos human right now. There was a period of time where I had a really bad migraine, so I had like 4 or 5 days that I was completely not able to work on this. Then I had to take a transatlantic trip. Then I have been doing daily swimming classes with my toddler, which is like its whole own level of like energy and exhaustion and a little bit less knitting time. Anyway, I have been working on this, but not as much as I maybe would have hoped. And I'm also at kind of a crossroads and kind of feeling a bit frustrated. So let's have a look at my Storsand and talk about it. Okay. Here we are. There's a lot that I'm very happy with, but there is one glaring problem. And it is that straight stripe right across the middle. So I think I talked about this before, but when I joined in the round, I had some issues with like the numbers and with just getting it set up, and I had to fudge the pattern a bit. And at first, I thought it looked okay and I was fine to continue. I like knew it had been fudged, but I was like, okay, it doesn't look too bad. But it became obvious as I knit some more of the repeats, the lace, that what had actually happened in that fudging is that where the contrast stripe is meant to ripple and create that like wave effect, it was actually just sitting straight. And it looks really bad, glaringly obvious, and I'm not happy with it. So I'm obviously doing some form of ripping back. The question is what level of ripping back am I doing? One choice is to just try and rip back to that join and pick it up and redo it from there. But I mean, would see if that's even possible. Ripping back in lace, notoriously difficult. Could make things worse than they already are. Who knows? But I mean, you know, I'm not looking forward to the prospect. Or, and this is where I might be losing my mind a little bit. I've been debating again, I think I've talked about this before, that originally I wasn't sold on the gray with the cream. And then I was like, okay, no, actually I can see it. I'm kind of into it. And now I'm like, maybe I'm just not into the gray. And maybe if I have to rip back, I should just rip back the whole thing and just start over and just do the cream. And I think that might be what I'm going to do. But see, I don't know. I kind of like the contrast, but I wish this gray were a different color. I don't love the gray. Like if this were, so in the sample photos, I think it's a yellow and a white or a yellow and a cream. I love that. If it were a blue or, you know, if it were a subtle, like a brown, I don't know that I love the gray with it. I like the fact of the contrast and like how it does create that look of waves, but I'm not sure I love the cream and the gray together. And I was just using those colors because that's what I had in stash. But I think I probably could do the whole top in just cream. And maybe I would like that better. And maybe if I made another version in the future, which I wouldn't be opposed to, I would do it in contrast colors that I liked a bit more. But then I'm starting the whole thing. And if we remember my goal, it was to have this top ready before I go to France this summer, which is on August 16th. So if I restart now on July 18th, can I still get this done? And you know what? Like if I can't, like that's fine. It doesn't have to be done for my vacation. But I might be gonna miss my goal. Although theoretically, if I focused on this and like this became my main knitting between now and then, theoretically it could get done. The Yeah, and also I would rather have a top that I like and I'm gonna wear than one that I'm medium on. I think I might frog the whole thing and start again. I don't know. It's gonna be too late by the time you see this. I'm like, is that insane? Am I losing it here? I put a poll on my Instagram. Oh, I can't look because I'm recording on my phone. I think most people just said to rip back to where the mistake was. There was like one person who was like, yeah, redo it without the stripes. And I'm like, but maybe that's what I actually want to do. I also asked my mum, who is a knitter. She said she liked the stripes, but she thought it would look good either way. I think the answer is I have to make my own decisions, which is always the worst answer. Why do I have to be responsible for my own choices? So I think I'm going to just rip it out. This is like if we're thinking about the hero's journey or like storytelling arcs, like this is we've reached the nadir. I'm at my like darkest hour. Oh, now I'm just ready for a redemption arc. All right, I'm going to sit and pull this out for a bit while I'm watching some TV. Okay. Okay, it's 25 minutes later. I salvaged the first pattern repeat on the back panel, and we're gonna get going again. All right, I'm gonna leave it there for tonight. See you soon, maybe. Hey everyone, this is gonna be a really quick update. I do not even have my tripod set up. I am just holding my phone, so apologies for the shakiness. I'm mostly just like checking in to be like, I'm so frustrated. I think last time we talked, I had decided that I was going to be working back and starting mostly over again. Yeah, almost completely over again. And I have made good progress. I have finished the back. I have got one half of the front done, and I thought I had the other half of the front done and that I was ready to start joining the fronts, and I just realized that I knit the wrong chart for that side. I'm so frustrated. How many more mistakes can I make on this? Like, come on. I am feeling really pleased about the single color version though. I'm sorry, I can't actually hold this up properly right now because I'm holding my phone with the other hand. So you're just gonna have to trust me. I feel like it looks nice, and maybe next time we chat I'll be able to actually show you it. But this is, I guess, like the part of the vlog. I think I said last time that it was my lowest point. I think I'm still down there. I'm just feeling really, I feel like I'm struggling with this right now, and I'm frustrated that I keep making mistakes, and I just want it to be done and to be pretty and to be nice. Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna go at least get this sleeve, this shoulder, like slightly back on track, and then it's I think it's like 9:30 or something, so I'm gonna be calling it a night soon, but we persist. All right, bye. Hi, hello. It is August 4th? 5th. August 5th. I'm hoping you can hear me okay. I've got an air filter running next to me. It's a little bit noisy. We've been dealing with the wildfire smoke here, and it is kind of a bummer, and so having air filters on really helps. But anyway, here to talk about the progress on my Storsand top. We are now, I guess, if it's the 5th, we are 11 days away from my self-imposed deadline on this top, and I am not as far as I wish I was. I'm remembering right at the beginning of this being like, of course I'm giving myself so much time, 2 months. Cursed myself. Anyway, the last time we spoke was when I was having a minor meltdown before we were going away because I realized I'd messed up one of the straps. That all got fixed, and I've been making good progress. So I'm not saying I won't get it done before the deadline. I'm just not sure. So let's take a look. So I'm now working on the body, going round and round and round. I'm liking the decision that I made to go all one color. I think it looks really pretty. I think it's probably going to be more wearable for me this way. I still managed to mess up on the increasing in lace. And this is one of the things where I'm like, I think either I would really have liked the pattern to have been a little bit clearer about what I was meant to do. I find the continuing pattern is sometimes doable, but sometimes I'm really quite lost, and I was lost in this one, so I didn't get it right. And it is obvious if I show you how I didn't get it right, but I also do not care enough to go back and fix it. So I'll just show you the bit that's worst is on the back. You can see that I have a jog here where we come out of alignment. So you've got this like beautiful rib coming down, and then it like skips over something like 4 or 5 stitches. And it's not doing that on the front, I don't believe. I think it stayed consistent on the front. I have no idea how I managed it on one side and not the other. But I think as a whole, I don't think you're going to notice it. It's also on the back, and I'm just not redoing it. So I'm going to live with there being the slight misalignment in the back. I don't think anyone but me or a really eagle-eyed fellow knitter is going to notice it, and I'm going to live with it. But yeah, so I either wish that the increases had been more explicitly laid out, or I was thinking this is a really good example of when top up is something I prefer. Oh, bottom up, sorry, is something I prefer more, because I find it easier to decrease in pattern when I'm doing lace than increase. I'm not sure why. Does anyone else feel this? Like, I just feel it's more intuitive to like take stitches out than to add them in and to keep. Yeah, anyway, I think that possibly would have been a case for making this a bottom up pattern, but I'm not a designer and clearly Sari Nordlund knows what she is doing. But anyway, like I said, it's a little bit iffy in the back, but I'm living with it. I'm rolling with it. So I am just now steadily working through my repeats. I think I need to do a total of 4 repeats before I finish the top of the lace chart, of the 2 lace charts, the alternating lace charts. And I'm currently most of the way through my 2nd repeat. So I'm about halfway through the body, and the finishings for the edges is really simple, so that shouldn't take too long at all. So like, I think it's doable that I get this done. I'm just not I feel like I might be cursing myself if I say, yeah, it's definitely going to get done. I'm feeling a little bit less certain about that, but anyway, it is looking really pretty. I'm starting to feel a bit anxious that I'm not going to have enough yarn, although, I don't know, maybe I will. This is what I've got left, which again is the tin liner that I'm holding double. It's not hard to get if I do run out, but I don't want to, because again, it will just add more time to my my making, and I really, really, really would like to get this done before I go away. So we shall see. But yeah, I'm going to get back to working on this, and I'll catch you next time. Bye. It is Saturday, August 9th. It is officially 1 week until we head off on our vacation, and I ran out of yarn. I have this tiny little bit left, but I don't have enough to hold double, and I definitely don't have enough to get through the body and finishings of this top. I have ordered more yarn from a local yarn shop. I'm just waiting for the email to say it's ready for pickup. I'm hoping that's going to be tomorrow, and maybe I still have a chance of getting this done this week. I have one more pattern repeat left to do, and then kind of the binding off and finishings. But I thought this would be as good a time as any to put this top on some try-it-on tubing and see how it's looking. So let's do that. I just lost a bunch of stitches. Okay, let's fix this. Okay, I have the stitches. I'm not entirely, my beginning of round marker also came off there, which I'm not entirely sure. I think I can figure out where that is. Okay, yeah, I think I'm okay. I was literally thinking before I started trying to put on the try-on tubing, I was like, oh, I hate like doing this with lace. It always makes me so nervous because I'm paranoid about losing my stitches in lace. And I was like, no, it'll be fine. Jinxed myself. All right, let's get back on track. Okay, we have it on try-it-on tubing. Here she is. I do love this. I do really love how this looks. I think this is going to be great. Okay, but my cord that I have is slightly tight, so it might be a little bit bunched up still, but let's give it a go. Yeah, it's a little bit bunchy at the bottom where my cord is a little bit tighter than the actual circumference will be, but look. It's like I've got like a little cinched in waistband there. Okay, I'm feeling really good about that. Wow, okay. Also, forgive the fact that I've got like a kind of weird outfit on for trying it on, but I'm feeling really good about how this is looking. I'm feeling good about the fit. The armhole is quite deep, but I think for how I'm planning to wear this, I don't mind that. I imagine it will come in a bit because what you do is you pick up stitches and then kind of just do a bind off, so it'll probably come in a little bit, although I don't imagine a huge amount. But I think how I'll mostly wear this is probably like over a cami or over a dress, over like a strappy dress. So I don't necessarily mind that it's deep, I think, at this point. And the same with the neckline. It is quite deep, but not not more so than the tank top I'm wearing anyway. So that's, I think, fine. But yeah, this is how it's looking. Okay, and then I have another whole lace repeat, so like, let's say that much to add. Yeah, I think that will be good, and then it should sit just below my belly button. Yeah, okay. This is where we're at, so I'm just waiting to get that yarn in and see if I can get this done before I head off on vacation. Okay, that's it for now. Okay, hi, hello. It is August 11th. I have to have this done by August 15th. I'm leaving on the 16th. And by finished, I mean that I need to have it like fully done, ends woven in, blocked, ready to go. I mean, theoretically, I don't have to have it blocked. I could do that where I'm going, but let's just theoretically say that's what I need. So I did get my additional yarn today. I am back on the needles. I am all working through. So I'm pretty sure I need one more full repeat of the pattern and then a little bit extra because the pattern says you're meant to finish on a certain row. So my goal today is to do some knitting while I'm watching TV and just see how far I can get this evening and kind of then assess what I'm thinking about, whether this is actually going to be doable in the time that I have left. So that's the goal this evening. Let's see what happens. It is August 14th, and I do have an update for you, but everything is a little bit complicated. So, I got my Storsand done. It's not got the ends woven in, it's not blocked. And I'm actually having to just put it in my suitcase as is, because we're having to leave for France a couple of days earlier than planned. There is an Air Canada strike happening here that's going to be starting on the weekend, and they're starting to cancel flights. Our flight was on Saturday with Air Canada. We were lucky enough to be able to move our flight so we were flying tonight. So I got it bound off this morning. It is now in my suitcase, so I can't even show it to you. But even with the change deadline, I was able to get it done, which is just so exciting. It's looking really good. I'm really excited to, when I get to where I'm going, just give it a preliminary block. I won't be able to fully stretch it out and pin it, but I think it will still be helpful to do that. And I've got a little sachet of travel wool wash that I'm bringing with me. So I'll be able to do that when I get there, give it a try on. And I did it. I did it. I met my deadline. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about that. A little bit hectic and stressed out and everything with the big change in plans. But yeah, we'll get there. Okay. Bye. Alright, it is the 1st of September and I am here to officially wrap up this project vlog. I am now home from my vacation. I have my beautiful finished object. I got to wear it while I was away. I got it all the ends woven in, I got it blocked, and I am just so thrilled with the outcome of this piece. This definitely was a labor of love in the end. It took more effort and more trials and tribulations than I expected when I was setting out. It's obviously gone through some iterations in terms of I got rid of the whole contrast color. I started again almost from scratch after getting quite a way through it. But I'm really glad that I made the decisions I did, and I'm really glad that I persevered with this piece. I think this might actually be one of my favorite pieces I've knitted so far. I just think the visual impact of this all over lace pattern is so stunning, and I really love the single color. I think this is going to be really versatile in my wardrobe, and I'm just really proud of this piece. Actually, I'm proud of myself for sticking it out and making the decisions I needed to make to get a piece that I'm really happy with. So it did grow a bit in the blocking. Let me just stand up and show you where it hits me. So you can see it comes, my belly button is about here. These are my hips. So it hits at about my hips. But I actually quite like how that looks, and obviously it can be tucked in. So I could wear it more like at my waist, but I quite like how it looks over a skirt, a longer skirt, a midi skirt maybe, or with a pair of shorts. That's how I've worn it the couple of times I've worn it so far. I think it actually looks quite nice at that longer length, and I'm pretty pleased with how it's turned out in that way. I haven't tried it yet over a dress, but I think that probably is doable as well. If I had kind of like a strappier dress and then layering it over the top, I think that would work. I think there's lots of possibilities for how I might style this. There's part of me that's a little bit sad that I have finished this so close to the end of summer, so I won't get as much wear this year, but there's always next year. It's not gonna, I mean, I was gonna say it's not gonna go out of style. I don't even know if this is like in style, but it's not gonna be something I won't want to wear anymore next year. I can tell you that. So there's lots of life left for this. The yarn feels really good. I have worn it on some pretty hot days so far, and it was feeling really not cool, but not overheating. Obviously it's also this lacy texture, so it lets a lot of air in. It feels very breathable, but so far it feels really nice to wear. It's soft but not not in any way irritating to the skin. I feel really positive about that. Obviously we'll see how it wears over time. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to tell you about this other than I'm just really delighted. I'm really happy with this finished object. I feel really proud of it. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else to share right now other than just a thank you for you to watching. I hope you've enjoyed coming along on this journey with me. This is the first time I've done a project vlog like this, and it's been pretty fun making as I went along, and I enjoyed the putting it together at the end and like reflecting back on the ups and downs of it. So I hope you found it interesting or entertaining or informative. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment, and if you want to see more from me in the future, just hit that subscribe button and I'll be back again with more content for you in the future. But until then, I guess I'm just going to wish you happy knitting, happy fall almost, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.